Today, I want to get super cozy with you. I want to ask you if you know the difference between fear and your intuition. Oftentimes, when we are excited about something, maybe we feel a little bit nervous and start thinking about things that could go wrong. And that may feel like it's a warning sign, like it's an intuitive hit that you shouldn't do the thing. But sometimes it's just your fear speaking or a part inside of you that feels nervous about the event. And I'm curious to know if you can feel the difference between fear and your intuition. Oftentimes, fear is coming from a place that is a pattern of your wounding. Fear is coming from a place of your wounding. It's a familiar pattern. You recognize that you felt this way before. The somatic experience in the body feels recognizable. The thoughts in your mind are familiar. Oftentimes, your intuition is more of a quiet whisper. It's not as loud. It feels exciting. There is none of your wounding attached to it, so it doesn't necessarily feel familiar. It just feels like there's something that wants your attention, but it doesn't feel recognizable almost in any way. I'll give you an example. When my eldest was just teeny tiny, learning how to walk, so about 14 months old, I was a nervous first time mom. And we were outside. I remember he had on those little leather, what were they called? Robies. I think they're called robies, those little leather shoes, because I wanted something on his feet. And he was practicing. I guess he was walking already. He was a brand new walker. So he was walking a little bit, and he would just fall over after a few steps. And I remember thinking, this is adorable and also kind of my worst nightmare, because if he's falling, I didn't want him to walk on the sidewalk. So something told me to put him really far in the grass. We were at a park, and not let him go near where the playground was, because there was, I think it was mulch, something I didn't want him to fall on. So he was walking and would fall and like look at me and get up and walk. And then he was nearing where the mulch was. And I could feel in my body the fear response presenting itself. And I was like, okay, either this is fear saying don't let him do it, or this is my intuition saying something's going to happen if you let him do it. So I had to really go within and think, what's the worst that could happen? It's just mulch. Maybe he'll get a little splinter. Most likely he'll be fine. He's wearing little protective shoes. He's dressed. Okay, his hands will fall in the mulch. Kids fall at the playground all the time. Just let him do it. And then my question was, or is this my intuition? Is this saying something is about to happen? Stop him. So as a first time mom, I'm like, okay, this is just fear. This is my normal, questioning if my kid's going to be okay. So I let him keep walking, and he got onto the mulch and he was walking. And of course he fell, because that's what he was doing at that time, taking a few steps and falling. So he fell down and he looked at me, and then he cried a little. And typically he wasn't crying when he was falling. He was just looking at me, getting himself back up and trying again. So then, of course, I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. I didn't listen to my intuition, and now he has a splinter in his hand. So I went over to him and checked him out. No splinters. I was like, he's okay. This was just fear. So it's important to figure out if, when we're feeling nervous or excited about something, it's fear presenting or our intuition kind of pinging us with a little bit of a warning sign to maybe not allow that thing to happen, or to be extra cautious, to be mindful. And it's not to keep us from living our life, but to help us tune in to when something is a yes and when something is a no. So, my question for you is, do you know when something feels like a yes inside of your body and when something feels like a no? But before you can judge that, you have to clear whatever the wounding is that's presenting, if there is wounding, right? If this is something that's coming from fear, oftentimes it is because something bad has happened to us in the past, which does not determine how it will be in the present moment, nor in the future, but the body and the mind don't calibrate to that. They just recognize it as no, bad, don't do it again. So you have to get comfortable with distinguishing for yourself, is this fear? And if it is, looking at what that fear is and seeing if it's, I don't want to say reasonable, if it's practical, no, if it is applicable to the current situation or just your body trying to keep you safe. And once you've worked through that, then you get to tune in and say, is this my intuition? And is this a yes or is it a no? So it's a two-step process. Step one, distinguish whether it's fear and clear that. Step two, feel into whether it is a yes or a no in your body if you know that it is your intuition speaking. So, how do you do that? First, you recognize if it's a familiar feeling in the body and thought pattern in your mind, and ask that part what it needs from you. You give that part whatever it needs. Then you ask again, is this fear or is this my intuition? If it's in your intuition, which you've cleared the fear, right? If it's your intuition, what does a yes feel like in my body and what does a no feel like? Oftentimes, a yes feels expansive and exciting, and a no feels constrictive and nerve wracking. And sometimes excitement and anxiety, we'll call it, can present the same way in the body. So it's very important to start fine tuning how you connect with your intuition by asking it small things, something that's not important, not a huge life decision. What do I feel like eating for breakfast today? Eggs or yogurt and granola? And listen for the response. Which one feels expansive? Which one feels exciting? Go with it and keep trusting yourself. And the more you trust yourself with your choices and the more you tune into your intuition, the more it will present for you to work with. And it will present in ways that feel bigger and more important than your decision of what you're eating for breakfast that day. So I hope this was helpful to help you get in tune with your body, with your yes, with your no, recognizing when it's fear or your intuition showing up. And if it was helpful, if you appreciate this video, share it with a friend. Leave a comment below. Tell me how it feels once you've done the practice, how you plan to incorporate it into your life. And also don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to my channel, and to become a part of this beautiful sisterhood that I am intending to create through sharing these videos with you all here. I appreciate your time that you've taken to watch this video and to connect, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care, be well.